While discussing relational calculus in the previous video, we saw that relational calculus is a non-procedural query language used for relational databases. That means it focuses on what to retrieve, not how to retrieve it. It is a combination of mathematical and logical approaches. To understand this in detail, I have a separate video on relational calculus as well as I've discussed it in the previous video. I'll link them both in the description below. Relational calculus are of two types. First is tuple relational calculus that we have discussed in the previous video, and the second one is domain relational calculus. Domain relational calculus is a type of relational calculus where queries are expressed using domains, that is, individual attribute values rather than the whole tuples. And we use the predicates, that is, the conditions. Now, the data must satisfy these conditions, right? Only then they will appear in the output. And output is a relation that satisfies these conditions. In simple terms, tuple relational calculus that we studied in the previous video works with entire rows, that is, tuples, whereas domain relational calculus works with individual column values written as variables. So instead of saying find all the tuples T such that, we say find all the combination of attributes such that. We'll discuss this with examples. Hello learners, welcome back to Constant Learners. Today we are discussing domain relational calculus, and just a side note, if my videos are helpful, kindly give them a thumbs up, share them if possible, and don't forget to subscribe to see more informational content. Thank you. Let's continue. Now the general format of domain relational calculus is x1, x2 and so on xn such that, right? Now each representing a value from a column, right? These x1, x2, x3 are actually domain variables and they represent a value from a column. That means if this is a table, then probably this one is x1, this is x2, this is xn, whichever we wish to display as the output, right? Let's say if there's a table students and I want to display the name and age column, right? So I'm going to write x1 for name, x2 for age. So these domain variables are nothing but the columns that we want to display in the output, right? Then we give this sign which is such that, and then we write the condition. The condition tells us two things. First is which table do these columns belong to, and whatever condition we wish to use to display the output, right? What condition must these variables satisfy in each row such that they appear in the output. All right. Now, domain relational calculus queries uses logical operators and quantifiers just like in the tuple relational calculus and or not, implication, existential quantifier and universal quantifier. We have discussed all of these in detail in the previous video, right? Now let's take up an example. Let's say we have a students table where there are three columns: SID, name and department ID. Now the query is retrieve the names of students in department ID 101. So we only have to display the column names, right? And the condition given is that department ID is equal to 101. So first step is choosing variables, one for each column. Let's say we declare X for SID, Y for name and Z for department ID, right? But we want to display only the name column, right? So we need to inform DBMS that this is the column that we want to display, but these are also the columns in the table students, right? Such that XYZ is a real tuple in the students table. That means this tuple, or let's say each tuple, must satisfy the condition that department ID is equal to 101 to be able to appear in the output, right? Now let's start writing the query. As I said, we start with the column that we have to display, that is Y. right? Then we give this symbol which is such that. Now we have to define the other domain variables also, right? That is x and z. So here we use the existential quantifier, okay? Why? Such that there exists x, there exists z, right? Then we have to specify the table name with the defined variables for each column. Just like we did in the tuple relational calculus. There we used a variable for each tuple. Here we are using one variable for each column, right? So now we give the round bracket, we write the table name, that is students and x, y, z. This informs the DBMS that we are talking about the table students. From here we need the output such that SID is defined as variable x, name is defined as variable y, and z is department ID, right? Next comes the condition, the predicate, right? So just like in tuple relational calculus, we use the AND symbol here, right? And then we write the condition, that is z is equal to 1, 0, 1, right? And this completes our query. All right, we start with the column that we need to display in the output, but we need to also inform DBMS that there exists other variables from the students table where the variables are defined as x, y, z for each column, and the condition is that z column must be equal to 1, 0, 1, right? So what do we get in the output? We get A, then we get C, then we get E, and we get F, right? Let's take another example. Example 2 is find name and department ID of students in department ID 101. Let's change this a bit. Let's do it. Find SID and name of students in department ID 101, right? How do we start? We start with the columns that we have to display. That is SID. Let's declare it as X and name to be Y. Department ID as Z. So we have to display SID, that is X, and name, that is Y, such that then we have to inform the DBMS about one column or the attribute that's left behind, that is department ID, such that there exists Z. In which table? In the students table, right? The variables are X, Y, and Z for each column. And the condition is department ID is 101, that is Z is equal to 101. Alright, so that is the query. Again, in this case, the output will be 1A, 3C, 5E, and 6F. This will be the output in the form of a table. Now, the important characteristics of DRC are, first, it is a non-procedural language. That is, you describe what you want, right? And not how to get that data, right? It uses domain variables. That is, you bind a variable to a single column value and not the whole record. It uses the logical operators and quantifiers we've already discussed. Then queries must be logical. Queries must not produce infinite results, right? This is ensured by restricting variables only to existing table values, right? So that was all for domain relational calculus. I hope this video helped you. If it did, kindly give this video a thumbs up, share it with as many people as you can, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.